Welcome to the 5-minute module series on food preservation. Thanks for tuning in to the Dry It, You'll Like It module. I am Megan Baumler, recording for Suzanne Driesen, University of Minnesota Extension food safety educator. Drying foods is simple, safe, and easy to learn. This module explores how drying food preserves food, foods suitable for drying, and tips to dry food safely. Bacteria and microorganisms need moisture to grow in the food. Some microorganisms spoil food, while others can make us sick. Drying food removes most of the moisture from the food so that microorganisms can't grow. Drying creates a hard outer layer, helping to stop microorganisms from entering the food. Drying also extends the shelf life of food by slowing down natural enzymes that make our food soft, mushy, and yucky. Many kinds of fresh fruit, vegetables, herbs, meat, and fish can be dried. Fruits are easier to dry than vegetables because moisture evaporates more easily, and not as much moisture needs to be removed for the product to keep. Ripe apples, berries, cherries, peaches, apricots, and pears are practical to dry. Fresh herbs of all types are suitable for drying. Vegetables that dry well include peas, corn, peppers, zucchini, okra, onions, and green beans. Lean meats such as beef, lamb, and venison can be dried for jerky. Certain foods are not suitable for drying because of their high moisture content. Lettuce, melons, and cucumbers are a few foods that do not dry well. Heat, low humidity, and air circulation are the three components that aid in the drying process. The three best options to dry food in Minnesota include a food dehydrator, indoor air drying, and oven drying. Electric food dehydrators dries food quickly as the heat draws out moisture. A fan distributes heat evenly and draws moist air away from the food's surface, escaping through vents. Follow the dehydrator's instruction booklet for drying temperatures and times. Air drying works well for herbs, hot peppers, and nuts in the shell. To air dry herbs and peppers, string or tie in bundles for 2 to 3 weeks. To air dry nuts, spread the nuts in a single layer on paper for several weeks. Nuts are dry when the membrane between the nut halves is dry and brittle. Oven drying will take 2 times longer than a food dehydrator. A convection oven works well because the fan helps circulate the air for even drying. Oven temperatures will vary. Use the keep warm setting and an accurate oven thermometer to ensure that the temperatures indicated in your recipe is achieved. Leave the oven door propped open about 2 to 6 inches to allow moist air to escape. If you don't have a convection oven, place a fan outside the oven door to circulate air. Keep trays clear from the sides of the oven about 3 to 4 inches. If using more than one rack, allow 2 to 3 inches between racks to distribute heat evenly. Try these tips for a safe and tasty product. For best color and flavor, pre-treat fruit with ascorbic acid, honey, or fruit juice dip. Water or steam blanched vegetables to preserve color, texture, and taste. Each vegetable will have a different blanching time, which will be listed in your recipe. Condition fruit after drying to equalize the moisture and reduce the risk of mold growth. Pack dried fruit loosely in plastic or glass jars and cover. Let it stand for 7 to 10 days. Excess moisture is absorbed by the drier pieces. Shake the jars daily to separate the pieces and check for moisture condensation. If condensation develops, you'll need to dry them again. Test for dryness. Bend or cut pieces in half. It shouldn't look moist or you won't be able to squeeze any moisture out. Dried fruit and jerky will bend easily but not break. If sticky, continue the drying process. Vegetables and herbs should be brittle and crumble easily. Pasteurized sun-dried or vine-dried fruit, herbs, and beans to kill insect eggs. Freeze for 48 hours or heat in the oven 160 to 170 degrees for 30 minutes. Cool for 30 to 60 minutes before packing into storage containers. Store dried food in airtight containers so that moisture doesn't rehydrate the product and allow mold and microbes to grow. Dried foods last longer in cooler temperatures. Store up to 1 year at 60 degrees or 6 months at 80 degrees. Now you know how drying preserves foods, foods suitable for drying, and how to dry food safely. For a tasty treat, give drying a try.